What's up, you guys? Happy Thursday. Welcome to your virtual yoga studio. I know you're expecting Josie tonight, but I'm going to be subbing for her. My name's Megan. Don't worry, it's not going to be one of my crazy hard power flows. We're doing a nice, chill Vinyasa restorative combo class. You may need props. Props would be nice. We might use them. We are going to use 2 blocks and a pillow today for class, so any pillow will do. And if you don't have blocks, some sort of box or books will do. We're not going to use them a whole lot in class. So go ahead and get your props gathered. Make your way to your mat. I do have a playlist for you today, so if you want to yoga along to our playlist, it's on Spotify. My username is Megan of the Moon, so you just type that into the search in Spotify, Megan, M-E-G-A-N, of the Moon, and our playlist is called Slow Restow. Slow Restow, like restorative. Yeah, so go ahead and get that stuff going. I'm gonna make sure we're all set up here, and then we'll start our class. Alrighty. Cool. I am seeing a frozen screen when I look, so give me a thumbs up if you guys are seeing me and everything's good live online. Give me a little thumbs up, let me know. All right, cool. Let me try it. All right, sweet. I got a thumbs up. Thank you. Cool. We are going to start with our pillows today. So grab your pillow, place it behind you, grab your 2 blocks if you need them, and we're gonna start lying back on our pillows, bringing our soles of our feet together to touch and our knees out wide. So if you're using my playlist, go ahead and start it now. Bring your soles of your feet together, knees out wide, and then you're gonna set your knees on your blocks, books, or whatever you can find. Bring your pillow to your low back, and then go ahead and just relax back onto your pillow. Bring your arms out by your sides, palms facing up, close your eyes. Feel that immediate stretch in your spine, the lengthening in your spine. Take an inhale through your nose, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Try to sink into your space, sink into your pillow, your mat. Again, like that, nice slow inhale, filling up. Big exhale, release. With every exhale, releasing any lingering tension, any thoughts of the day, anything that's going to happen later or that happened earlier, let it go. Come back into your body. And start to just focus on deepening your breath. You take a 5-second inhale, take a 5-second exhale. And start to set your intention for class. This can be anything. It can be something simple like keeping your focus inward and just committing to bringing your focus back into your breath when you get distracted. It could be something about the physical work of yoga, finding the edge in each posture. It can be something more internal, something emotional or spiritual. Maybe focusing on positive self-talk or finding that insight that we can find in class. Wherever you are, take a couple more breaths, seal in that intention. And start to flip over your palms. Press into your palms and start to sit up into a seat. Take your pillow, push it over to the side. Bring your blocks out. Bring your hands to your shins, ankles, or knees, whichever feels best. Keeping your leg position where it is. And on your inhale, arch your back, press your belly forward, squeeze your shoulder blades, let your head and neck fall back like you're doing cow pose. Exhale, cat, rounding through the spine, chin to chest. Lean back so you get some resistance against your knees. Inhale, cow, belly presses out, chin lifts, squeezing shoulders. Exhale, cat. Take one more of these at your own pace. Big inhales as you rise up. Big exhales. And your inhale, come back to center, sitting up tall. Find a traditional cross-legged seat. Crossing one leg over the other. And then just walk your hands forward, coming into a stretch, a forward fold. Feel this stretch in your low back all along your spine. Start to walk your hands over to the right. Getting that stretch in your left side body. If you get that lift in the hip like that, draw that hip back down. Take about 3 breaths here. And start to walk your hands back through the middle and all the way over to the left. If you get that lift in your right hip, draw that hip back down. Make your way back to center and up into a seat. Start to lean back, close your knees, plant your feet on the floor. Hands are gonna come behind you. Oh, good stretch, yes. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, making a figure 4. And if this feels really tight up here, kick your leg out a little bit. Find that position that feels good. Fingers are facing your butt, and then you're just gonna talk your legs left and right. Warming up into the hips, the low back, the obliques. Take one more on each side. And then once your right foot moves towards the floor, let it come all the way to the floor and sit up into a seat. Right leg is crossed over your left. Adjust your seat and draw this right hip down to the mat. Bring your right hand behind your right hip. Inhale your left arm high, lengthening through your spine. Exhale, twist, look over your shoulder. Hook your left arm outside of your right leg. Option to keep your left arm long, or you can bend it, hooking at the elbow, whatever feels best for you. On your inhale, let's find length, sit up tall. Exhale, twisting a little bit deeper, looking over that shoulder. Couple more breaths here. And release from your twist. Bring your hands back behind you, roll back into your figure 4, uncross your ankle, and then send your left ankle on top of your right knee. Adjust your seat and start to tick-tock those legs, right and left. Rolling it up. One more on each side. Then once your left foot starts to find the floor, you're gonna sit up tall. Ground that left hip down, left knee on top of your right knee. Left hand comes behind your left hip. Inhale your right arm high. Exhale, twist, look over your left shoulder. Hook your right arm to the outside of your left knee. Getting that twist on the other side. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, twisting a little bit deeper. And start to come out of your twist. Bring your Hands behind you, back to your figure four. Uncross your ankle from your knee. Cross your legs, shift over into a tabletop position. Now you have your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, arch your back, chin and tailbone lift. Exhale, cat, round through the spine, chin to chest. Puff up that space between your shoulder blades, press into your palms. Inhale, cow, belly drops, chin and tailbone lift. Exhale, cat. Close your eyes and take a few breaths here on your own. And then find any movements that feel good in the body. Maybe rolling through the spine, barrel rolls. If you roll in one direction, make sure you roll in the other direction. Maybe you walk your hands over to the left, say your hips to the right, kind of like we did in our forward fold. Doesn't have to be a yoga pose. This can be anything that intuitively comes to you. This is a little bit of free time in your yoga practice. Take a few more breaths, whatever you need. Even out through your sides. And then make your way back into a tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale your right arm high, easy twist. Exhale, thread the needle. You're gonna slide your right arm underneath your left. Right ear, right head, side of your head comes to the mat. From here, you have some options. You can stay right here. You can reach your left arm long, planting your fingertips into the mat. Or you can reach your left arm up and around, grabbing for whatever you can find. Low back, hip crease, booty, whatever you find with your hand here is okay. Opening up that shoulder. Now notice if you're just sitting into that left hip, try to draw it back. Last breath here. If you're in a bind, go ahead and come out. Plant your left hand on the mat. Inhale your right arm high. Now, notice if your right hip is lifting on this twist, I want you to draw that hip down and see if you can make the twist come from the chest, from the rib cage, the belly button up. And start to roll out your wrist as you bring your right hand back down to the mat. Inhale your left arm high, easy twist. Open up as much as you need. Don't worry about squaring those hips. And then exhale, thread the needle. Left arm slides underneath your right. Left ear, cheek, side of your head, come to the mat. Right arm can come out long, pressing fingertips into the mat if that feels good. You can reach your arm around your back, or your hip, your low back. Opening up through that shoulder. Couple of breaths here. Unbind, if you're in a bind, plant your left hand. Inhale, right arm high, take that twist, and then draw your hip down. Twist comes from the chest, twist comes from the belly button up. And exhale, start to roll out your wrist as you make your way back into tabletop position. Bring your knees together to touch. Send your left leg behind you long. Point your toes, actually flex your toes. Press your heel back. And then send your right arm out in front of you. Find that balance, turn on your core. Grip into the 5 fingertips of your left hand. On your inhale, you're gonna open up your left leg to the left and your right arm to the right, holding just for a breath. And then let your right foot, or left foot rather, come down to the mat. Inhale, sit up onto your knee. Exhale, gate pose. You're gonna slide your left arm down your left leg, reach your right arm up and over, stretching through that right side of your body. Try not to put pressure on your knee here. If you have a block and you wanna place your hand on a block inside your leg, you can. Take an inhale. And exhale, hands are gonna come down to the mat. Keeping your legs where they are. Tuck your right toes. And then you're gonna let your left leg slide out even more. Forearms are gonna come down to the mat. Sitting your hips back towards your right heel. You can kind of shift front and back if that feels good. Kind of like a one-legged frog pose. Maybe settle your hips back towards your heel, big into the inner thigh here. Couple more breaths, hold. And start to come up off your forearms, plant your palms, bring your left knee back towards the mat. Getting into the other side. This time send your right leg long behind you. Flex your toes, press your heel back. Ground down with your right hand, send your left arm out in front of you. Turn your core on, reaching in opposite directions. And then open your left arm up to the left, right leg out to the right. I know this one burns. Not here for long. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right foot down to the mat. Sit up onto your knee. Gate pose, slide your right arm down your right leg. Left arm reaches up and over. Big stretch to the left side. Avoiding that right knee. Maybe your hand comes to that block. Last inhale. And exhale, bring your hands down to the mat in front of you. Tuck your left toes. Let your right leg slide out to the right. And then bring your forearms down to the mat. Same thing on this side. You can shift forward and back if that feels good. Seeing what feels better, or not necessarily better, but what's different between sitting back on your heel and shifting forward. Hold back for another 2 breaths. Come up onto your forearms, plant your palms. Bring that right knee back into the center. Finding our tabletop position, tuck your toes. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, arch your back, lift your chin. Exhale, downward facing dog. Use your core to lift your hips high and back. Down dog is yours to explore. Maybe pedal out your feet, bending one knee and then the other. Whew. I went on a run before this, so my calves are burning. If your calves are feeling tight, try to draw your heels towards the mat and then just find stillness here. Press into the 5, or all 10 fingers rather. Draw your shoulders down your back. We're going to start to undulate through our spine, so making waves in the spine. On your inhale, you're going to lift up onto your tippy toes, heels lift. As you do this, you're going to round through your spine like cat. Chin comes to your chest, and you're going to shift forward into a high plank pose. But once you hit your high plank, you're going to start to bend your knees and arch your back, pressing your booty back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up onto your toes, round your spine, cat, shift forward into high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, arch your back, make your way into downward facing dog. Last one, take this last one on your own. Once you meet in your downward facing dog, you're going to start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Ragdoll Uttanasana, feet should be hip width distance apart. Bend your knees, grab onto opposite elbows. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Maybe sway the elbows left and right if that feels good. Shift your weight forward and back. Whatever you need here. From here, bring your fingertips down to the mat. And then you're gonna pivot your toes open. So out at a 45-degree angle, heels and toes out. Then you're gonna sit your hips down. Frog pose, Vinyasa. Hands are gonna come to heart center. And you're gonna use your elbows to press your knees out. Now, if this feels like a little bit too much to start with, sit on a block or your pillow. So we're actually gonna get into the shoulders. So if you wanna sit on a pillow here, just to make it more comfortable for you in the hips, go ahead and sit on something. All right, wherever you are. Start to bring your right hand inside of your right foot. Plant it down. Inhale your left arm high, twisting open. Opening that shoulder, just like we did when we were threading the needle. On your exhale, you're gonna wrap your left arm around your back. Whatever you can find. Don't worry if you're not grabbing that hip crease. Low back, whatever you got here. Open that shoulder, keep your gaze up. On your inhale, unbind, left arm high. Exhale, left hand comes inside your left foot. Inhale, right arm high, reach it up. And then reach that arm around. Twisting, opening the shoulder. Inhale, right arm high. And exhale, back down to the mat. Hands come down, lift your hips high. Now you're in a wider leg forward fold. Shift your hips left and right. And then walk your hands forward, making your way back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet a couple more times, warming up through that down dog. And then on your inhale, lift your right leg high, point your toes up to the sky. Exhale, low lunge, slow and control. Shift through knee to nose, and then step your foot between your palms. Once you get into your low lunge, stretch out in whatever way feels good. Drop your back knee if you'd like. Straighten out your front leg. Whatever comes to you here. And then make your way back to your low lunge, drop your knee. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, baby back bend. Calf to side of your arms, press into your front knee. Press into that hip. Feel the stretch of the front side of your left quad. Squeeze your shoulders, lift from the chest. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Right arm back, left arm forward. Try to draw that right hip forward. Again, twist comes from the belly button up. More twist through the ribs. Inhale, exalted warrior. Right arm is going to come down. Maybe your right hand touches the back of your left hamstring. Press your hips forward, reach your left arm up and back. Big stretch here. Last inhale. Exhale, back to open arm twist. So we're looking to the right. From here, tuck your back toes. And then nice and slow, using control, we're going to lift our back knee. Coming into crescent lunge proper with a twist. Hips are still square to the front. Twist still comes from the belly button. Squeeze your inner thighs for balance. Press energy out of your back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Arms come high. Now you're going to pivot your back foot down. Your back foot toes are at a 45-degree angle. So when I do this, bring your hands down to your hips. When I do that, my hips are open to the left. We don't want that. You want your hips squared and your front knee stacked over your ankle. So adjust your stance. I'm going to make my stance a little bit wider, and I'm going to make it a little bit shorter so that I can have my hips squared, my front knee stacked over my ankle. About heel to heel large alignment or so. And then once you're feeling pretty solid in your legs, bring your arms back up overhead, pinkies facing forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, find a bind. Press your knuckles down, open up through your chest, squeeze your shoulders, take your gaze up. Commit to that bend in the front knee. Exhale, humble warrior. Nice and slow, you're gonna forward fold to the inside of your right knee, keeping your bind. Keeping your bind, try to let your hands fall away from your back as much as you can to open up through the shoulders. Still keeping that bend in our front knee. Our body weight is kind of pressing our front knee open, opening that hip. Last breath here. Bring your bind down to your low back, and then release your hands down to the mat. We're gonna make our way into a pyramid variation. So you're gonna close your stance a little bit. Left toes are still out to the left. Right toes are gonna lift off the mat. So you're on your heel. Maybe your hands come to blocks here if the floor feels really far away. And then just draw your nose towards your knee. Close your stance as much as you need to keep a fairly straight front leg. Slight bend in the knee is okay, so we're not locking out our joints. And then try to draw that right hip back. Couple breaths here. All right, doing something tricky here, listen carefully. We're gonna start to walk our hands over to the right. As you do that, you're gonna flip onto the outside edges of your feet, kind of like we do when we get into our lounge lizard. So now you're in a cross-legged, wide leg forward fold. It's kind of an awkward one, big into that IT band, even deeper into the hamstrings. On the outside edges of our feet, trying to draw nose towards knee. Not here for long, just a couple breaths. And start to walk your hands back towards the front. Rebend through your front knee, plant your palms. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send your right leg high. Bend your knee and open up your hip. Keep your shoulders square towards the mat. And then take big circles into your hip joints. Circles into one direction, circles into the other direction. If it's in your practice to flip your dog and you're feeling like a little bit of a back bend here, start to look under your right armpit and then begin to shift weight into your left hand. Reach your toes all the way around. Left leg is going to go long, right knee is bent. Reaching fingers towards the back of the room, keeping hips high. Just for an inhale. And exhale, right hand to the mat. Flipping back around, everyone meeting in downward facing dog. Take an inhale through your nose, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, pull it down. Inhale your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, slow and controlled. Step between your palms and stretch it out. Anything you need. And start to make your way back towards your low lunge. Drop your back knee. Inhale, low crescent. Arms come high up overhead. Tuck your back toes. Exhale, baby back bend. Cactus out your arms. Press your front knee forward. Press into your hips. Squeeze your shoulders. Lift from the chest. Big engagement in the back side of your shoulder blades. Inhale, rise back up. Low crescent lunge. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Left arm reaches back, right arm reaches forward. Again, keeping hips square to the front, twist from the belly button up, twist from the rib cage. Inhale, exalted warrior, left hand down to behind your right hamstring, right arm reaches high and back, pressing into that front leg again. Big stretch. Last inhale. Exhale, back to our twist. Tuck your back toes if they're not already tucked. And on your inhale, rise up, lift that back knee. Crescent lunge proper with that open arm twist. Breathe in, not here for long. Inhale, warrior one. Arms come high, pivoting that right heel down. And then adjust your stance. Bring your hands down to your hips if you need to. Make sure they're squared. Front knee stacked over your ankle, hips are square, right toes out to the right. Inhale, arms high, deep in the front knee. Exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, find your mat. Knuckles down, chest high, squeeze, inhale, look up. Exhale, exalted warrior, forward fold to the inside of your left leg. Let your hands fall away from your back. Big bend in that left knee. Last breath here. Bring your hands down to your low back. And then release them down to the floor, coming into our pyramid, modified pyramid. Close your stance just a little bit, and then lift your left toes off the mat. Right toes are still open to the right. Breathe in here. Drawing nose to knee. Super big stretch into the hammy. Last breath. And then we're gonna do that funky twist. Walking our hands over to the left, rolling onto the outer edges of our feet, drawing nose towards knee. Last breath here. Walk your hands back around to the top, bend through your left knee, plant your palms. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left leg reaches high. Exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. Take those big circles in one direction. Big circles in the other direction. If you flipped your dog on the other side, make sure you do it on this side too. Even it out. Flipping all the way around, hips high, fingers reaching back. Slight bend in that right elbow. And bring your left hand back around. Make your way into downward facing dog. Walk your hands towards your feet. Heel toe your feet back together to touch. Slight bend in your knees. Inhale, slowly rise up. Keep your chin on your chest as you rise. Big shoulder loop back. And then draw your hands to heart center, Samastitihi, standing at attention. Close your eyes. We're gonna get into one balancing posture. So try to ground down. Take an inhale through your nose. Grounding exhale. Send it through your core, down through the soles of your feet, anchoring yourself into the mat. All right, I think I'll face you for this one so you can see what we're doing. We're doing a tree variation, so also often referred to as hot tree. So you're gonna ground down with your left foot first, and you're gonna bend through your right knee. And then you're gonna start to reach for your leg, and you're gonna see if you can bring this foot into your hip crease as much as you can. Now, if you wanna stay here and then just work on pressing against your leg to draw that knee down, you can stay right here, press against it. If you feel like you can keep your foot there without hands, draw hands to heart center. Just here for a couple breaths. Two more. Last inhale. And exhale, release. That one always feels a little funky on my knee. Gotta work on it. Roll out your ankles and we'll do the other side. Grounding down with our right foot. Find something to spot your drishti, your non-moving focus point. Keep your gaze there. Reach for that left leg, left foot. Find your balance. See if you can bring your left foot into your hip crease. This side feels a lot tighter for me. If you're not even, that's okay. Maybe you keep your hand against your leg on this side. Option to stay here. Option to bring hands to heart. 5 breaths. Last inhale. And exhale, release. Kick out your legs, roll out your ankles. All right, I'll show you why we were doing that. Our peak posture today is going to be half lotus pose. So you're gonna send your legs out long. And then, just like we were doing in our standing posture, you're gonna grab your right leg, bring that right foot towards your hip crease. If it's not quite in your hip crease, if it's more in your quad knee area, that's all right. But try to work it into your hip crease as much as you can. Flex your left toes and press your left heel forward. This is also why we're doing all those twists. So you're gonna reach your left hand for the outside of your right knee leg area. Right arm is gonna reach around your back like we did when we were threading the needle and from our frog pose. So one day, your peace fingers are gonna reach for this big toe. Oh my gosh, I kid you not, this is the first time I've touched my toe. Woo! Party over here. All right, grab that foot if you can. If not, that's all right. I've been working on this for a long time. This is literally my first time. Keep that twist. Keep pressing your left heel forward. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, twisting a little deeper, looking over that right shoulder. Last breath. And release. That was so exciting. I've never actually been able to do that before. All right, roll out your shoulders if you need to. Send your right leg long, flex your toes, grab your left leg. Pull your foot in towards your hip crease. Sending your right heel forward. Get it tight in there as much as you can. Now this side is a lot tighter. And then from here, reaching your right hand for the outside of your left knee. Reaching your left arm around your back. Not as close on this side. Twist through your spine. Find that opening in the shoulders. One day we'll touch. Last couple breaths. And release. All right. Good work, you guys. About halfway through class, we're gonna get into the more restorative postures now. So I'm gonna give you 3 options on your big hip stretch. Option 1 is going to be double pigeon. On double pigeon, we stack shin on shin. So right shin is on top of our left shin. We have a slight flex in the toes, and if you look something like this, it's okay, you can still do this, you just gotta prop up. So maybe a pillow goes over here, maybe a block goes under here, and we prop up a little bit. From here, you can stay where you are seated, or bring your pillow out in front of you, come into a forward fold. So that's option 1. Option 2 is a traditional pigeon, you guys all know it. Right leg is bent in front of you, back leg is long behind you, propped up onto our hips so they're squared, and then you can forward fold onto your pillow, onto the floor, whatever feels good. And then our third option is for those with knee injuries. So if those options don't feel too good on your knee, you're gonna come onto your back, find that figure 4 like we did in the beginning of class, slide your hands through the holes in your legs, interlace your fingers around your shin or your hamstring. And then you can go from here to holding this leg and sending it out long after a minute or so. All right, to get into your favorite posture, you're gonna be here for a couple minutes. Hi, baby. Come for stretches? Are your guys' dogs going crazy with Buddy running around in the shots? Thirty more seconds here, keep breathing. Last couple breaths. Inhale nice and slow, start to roll up. Pigeons, you can take any opposition stretches that you like, that you know feel good. Figure 4 is roll back up into a seat. And then you're gonna send your right leg long. actually extending your left leg long. And your right leg is gonna come behind you. So you're gonna bend your knee and you're gonna bring your pillow behind you. So you can kind of choose, if you want your knee to be inside of your mat, you can, but if you want a little bit less pressure on your knee and you want to open it up a little bit, you can do that as well. You're going to get into that quad and that hip. So left leg is long, right knee is bent behind you, and if you want to fold up a blanket or put a block underneath your right knee, that might give you a little bit more support. Going to bring your pillow to your low back, and then work your way back. Maybe you just stay right here. Half heroes posture. Option is stay right here if this is enough. If you feel like you can take it a little bit deeper, roll onto your back, onto your pillow. Maybe you stay on your hands for 30 seconds and then you roll back. If you're back here and you're like, meh, I don't really feel this, then you can remove the pillow out from underneath you and you should start to feel this in your right quad, right hip. About 30 more seconds here. Last couple breaths here. Nice and slow. Start to work your way up. Take your time. Grab your right leg, send that leg out in front of you. Wiggle it out. We're gonna get into that hip stretch on the other side. So whatever you chose, pigeon, double pigeon, or figure four. Start to get into it on the other side. Left leg on top, pigeons, left leg out, figure fours, left ankle on right, or opposite of whatever you did last time. Stacking shin on shin if you're in double pigeon. I don't want to see any Indian style seats. I know I can't see you, but if I could, I would be happy. So sometimes I see these Indian style seats in class and you're really just not going to get the stretch that you need with that. So really starting to stack shin on shin. You should see kind of a triangle between your groin and your calf. And start to find your fold, your bind, whatever you're in. About a minute left here. Last few breaths here. Nice and slow. On your inhale, start to rise up. If you're on your back, make your way into a seat. If you're in your pigeon, take any opposition stretches that you need. Bless you. And then you're going to send your right leg long. Make sure you have your pillow before you get into this half heroes posture. Pillow behind you. Right leg is going to come long out in front of you. Left knee is going to be bent. And again, inside your mat is okay, outside your mat is okay. Wherever you want to go. Pillow to your low back. And then when you're ready, you're going to start to walk your hands back. And again, maybe you stay right here. Staying right here is perfectly okay. If you feel like you want to take it deeper after 30 seconds or so, make your way onto your back. If you get onto your back and you feel like you can't really feel this, move that pillow out from underneath you. Come all the way onto your back on the floor. Thank you. Close your eyes. Maybe you bring hands to heart and belly or up above your head. Just about another 30 seconds here. Last couple of breaths. Nice and slow, we're going to start to rise up. Bring this leg out in front of you. Kick it out a little bit. We're going to find a forward fold. So you have options here. You can bring your pillow onto your thighs or your block out in front of your feet, wherever you want to go. When you're ready, inhale, arms high. And exhale, forward fold. We're not in this one for too long. Last breath or two here. And inhale, rise up nice and slow. Make your way onto your backs. You're going to find happy baby, loosening your heels up. Grab on for whatever you can find. Maybe inner and outer arches of your feet. Maybe peace fingers to big toes. Maybe you're grabbing onto your knee creases or your calves. Whatever you can find here. Stack ankles over knees, press feet into hands, hands into feet. And let's start with just a still compression first. So So drawing your low back into your mat, tuck your chin slightly toward your chest so the full length of your spine is on the mat, and find stillness here just for a breath or two. And then go ahead and rock your baby if that feels good, left and right. Maybe play around with straightening one leg and then the other. Take whatever you need. And then release your feet. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds here to find any final stretches that you would like. Maybe a twist, although we already did a lot of twists today. Maybe a plow pose, or a supine twist, or a bridge pose, anything you'd like. I'm gonna get the bowls ready, and then we're gonna do a little body meditation scanning with a little sound bath. All right, so you're gonna, if you're still on Apparently or one of those songs on the playlist, skip forward to the one, I think it's called Shaman's Dream, the very last song on the playlist. And then we're just gonna end here with a sound bath meditation. So, you have some options. Since you have your pillows out, if you wanna lay on your pillow, you can. Bringing your pillow to your low back, laying down, just like we did in the beginning of class, but sending your legs out long. It's up to you. Make your way into whatever kind of Savasana feels good. Close your eyes. Take a nice slow inhale through your nose, start to fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Sink into your mat, sink into your pillow. Let's do one more like that. Nice slow inhale, fill it up. Big exhale, release and sink. If you're holding any tension in your brows or your forehead, start to unfurrow your brows, relax through your forehead. If your tongue is at the roof of your mouth, let it fall from the roof of your mouth. Unhinge your jaw. Maybe you open your mouth nice and wide, stretch your jaw out for a moment, and let it go. Relax all the muscles in your neck and your shoulders. Let your shoulders be heavy down your back, heavy against your pillow or your mat. And then start to feel this relaxed flow of energy running down from your shoulders. You can even start to visualize it, however it comes into your mind's eye. Give it color, give it texture, give it temperature. Mine's usually like a warm, translucent-ish light color. And start to send that relaxed flow of energy down around your biceps, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists. Making its way into your hands, your palms, each of your fingers. Maybe even start to feel pulsing at your fingertips. If you do feel that pulsing, see if you can grow that sensation. And then come back into your breath. Not slowing it down or speeding it up, just letting it be. But with your breath, start to fill your chest with that warmth, that light, whatever you see it as. Send it around your core, your back, your hips. Disengaging every muscle along the way. Send it down your legs, your quads, your hammies. Did a lot of stretching today. Send it around your knees, your shins, your calves, every muscle loosening up, tension releasing all along the way. Send it around your ankles, through the soles of your feet, and into your toes. Until you're filled with this warmth, this light, this peaceful sensation. This is where the healing comes into yoga, so try to absorb it, try to maintain this stillness, this quiet space of mind and body for the next few minutes as I play the bowls, and I'll call you out when it's time to move. Yogis, if you're feeling really good right here and you'd like to stay in Savasana, stay in meditation for a little while, I want you to stay right where you are. I even encourage it if you think you have another 10 or 20 breaths in you. If you're feeling like you're ready to move on with your night, that's also okay. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Calling your energy back into your body. Maybe reach your arms up overhead for a full body stretch. And then make your way into fetal position on your right or left side. Right side if you're doing something that requires a bit of energy after this. Left side if this is the last thing on your list tonight, you're gonna chill out. Pull your biceps up, or use your biceps as a pillow. Pull your knees up towards your chest. Take a couple more breaths here, just soaking in this last little bit of the yoga. Couple breaths of gratitude, honoring yourself for creating the space to make it to your mat tonight. I know it's not always the easiest thing to do yoga, especially at home. I find that it's easier to make it to a class than it is to make it to my mat for a full hour at home. So every time you do, you should just kind of give yourself an energetic pat on the back, honor yourself for creating the space to work on your mind, your body, your spirit, on the connection of these things, these three. Come back into that intention that you set in the beginning of class and notice if you set it and forget it, or if you came back to it throughout class. And even if you did set it and forget it, notice if you cultivated that intention or not, knowingly or not. And then when you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, start to make your way up into a seated position. Once you arrive in your seat, draw your hands to heart center, close your eyes. Ground down with your sits bones, but sit up tall, thumbs to sternum. Feel that connection between your fingers and your chest. We'll take our final breath together. Exhale everything out first. Take a nice slow inhale, start to fill up. Filling up our lungs, hold it at the top. Open up, exhale, let it go. Bring your thumbs up to third eye center. I know I can't hear you guys, but I feel like that was probably a really good breath. Was for me. Thumbs to third eye center, your seat of insight and intuition, the love, the light, the peace, the balance within me. Bows to, honors, recognizes the love, the light, the peace, the balance within every single one of you that's connecting with me virtually, practicing with me. As always, it's my honor, and truly I'm feeling blessed to be here with you, to provide this work for you, to walk the path with you guys. It's my passion to be here, so thank you for working through the movement with me. Let's do one bow together to seal in our practice. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. My name is Megan, and I'm teaching these live yoga classes every Wednesday. I'm going to do a 9:30 a.m. Alternating from Power Flow 2 to Yoga Strong with weights. Next week is Yoga Strong. And then I teach a restorative class right after that. So it's kind of similar to this class, but none of the flow stuff that we did in the beginning. So all of those long stretches with a little bit longer sound bath and meditation for you. So tune in with me Wednesday if you like my style. Otherwise, Josie will be back. She's actually subbing Jamie's class tomorrow morning. So if you're missing yourself some Josie, I feel you. Tomorrow morning, that's Friday at 9:30 a.m. Josie will be teaching, I'm thinking she's teaching a Vinyasa flow. Don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure it'll be Vinyasa flow-ish. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm so happy to be here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your night. I hope you're feeling a little bit more balanced, a little bit more flexible, a little bit more at ease. Have such a good night, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.